Greetings from Ponzi. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to keep with the theme of crypto millionaires being created and looking at getting life-changing wealth from the market. And as you saw from the title of this video, two weird signals that I've seen in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that has called tops, and we've seen it around tops. And it's not only these signals, there are many other things that come with this. And we'll talk about that very specifically right in this video. So let's crack straight in. Make sure you've hit the like button if you find some value from the content. You can always unclick it later if you don't. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification icon, and of course, check out Patreon link down below if you want to learn more about cryptocurrency trading and investing for financial freedom. All right, so the theme that we're looking at is life-changing wealth, cryptocurrency. We're looking at trading in particular, tops and bottoms, and some fundamental psychological reasons which happen in the market. And it's really easy to see because we get a lot of new people that come into the space. What am I looking at? Let's start with Bitcoin. And we're at new all-time highs. We're playing around those areas. Last time we got new all-time highs, the market was extremely excited. So once you start to see this, it becomes pretty plain and simple. Last bull market. If you weren't around, and majority of people weren't around, if you're watching this, let us know in the comments when you started in crypto. We're starting when this peak really took off. We're looking at November and December. This was a time when a lot of people came to Bitcoin and they had never heard of it before, and it was showing up on newspapers, front covers of newspapers everywhere. Now, during this period, November, December, we saw extreme excitement from the market. So people may have been buying in September or October and then started to get those profits come through. So they were doubling, tripling, quadrupling their money as the market ran up really quickly, really fast. And what happens when you get extreme excitement? Most people love to sing and dance. Stupid, weird as it is. Maybe this is an edge, maybe not. But you would see this. At tops, crazy things happen. And so at this top in Bitcoin, we had rap songs. We had a ton of rap songs coming out. Look at the dates on this stuff. December 30th. These were big things at the time as well. We had December 22. Note that the Bitcoin all-time high was December 17th. This is on a weekly chart to cut out the noise. So the all-time high, December 17th. At this time, they're probably writing their songs, getting super excited. Everyone's joining in. It's just like a big party. That's what everyone comes here for, to ride the ship to the moon. And that's literally at the moon before it comes crashing back down. We had more rap songs here. This was a little bit later on. This is on Elio's channel as well. And so that period, the market was coming back again, but the excitement had left. Now, that was the time I saw it on Bitcoin because I was in the cycle for 2017. Now, did I see it again? Yes, I'm seeing it again on Hex. And I recently posted this to my group in Patreon. You can see this. And looking at Hex, we had, guess what? The huge excitement because of the multiples that came in Hex, running right up. Rap videos are coming out. Hex, look at it all through here. 2 months, 1 month, 1 month ago. We can see the dates on some of these videos in August 23rd. We go back to the chart of Hex. And I can hear you saying now, okay, just look out for rap songs and the top's in. No, it's not that straightforward. You got to see the excitement in the market that comes to the market during this period where you get the peak, or you get a first peak, and we start to go sideways as the market accumulates again. So this is when the first round of people get into the market. So it's the same as Bitcoin. You go back on the daily chart, we can look at the weekly here. A lot of people started making money in April and May. And so then the psychology comes in, and the people who are watching through this part aren't buying yet. And these guys are making money. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Huge returns. It dies off. They say, I'm not coming back. It's dead. Forget about it. Then all of a sudden, within a few weeks, remember these are weekly bars here, it shoots up again. So from 2,000, 4,000, and now it's at 5,000. So they got 150%. And they're about to buy in. Maybe they buy at the top, dumps on them again. They say it's over. It runs up again and then dumps on them again. So they start to buy as the market's running up from its 3,000, 5,000, then tops out around 7,000 or 8,000. It dumps, it's over, screw it. They're getting burnt at this point. And then it starts running up one last time and they can't handle not being in the market anymore. And so they all start to buy in, and that's what creates the huge panic that the FOMO kicks in, and we just rush up into peaks. it dumps on them again. But then the psychology here is, don't worry, I'm going to buy some more because I've seen it happen once, I've seen it happen twice, I've seen it happen 3 times. I'm in it this time. I'm not going to lose. And of course they lose because it's too late. It's happened so many times before that eventually the bubble pops and it all comes crashing down. But in this period, you get a lot of that extreme excitement, and we get a lot of parties and conferences and all sorts of things where everyone is out enjoying whatever profits they made from the market. So we've seen that in Bitcoin. This was the most recent example that I've seen. And when I saw the rap videos coming out in April and September, I just thought, this is way too uncanny for it not to happen again. Rap videos are here. And sure, the market, if it did double from that point again, you're still sitting around 35 to 50 cents. So if the market went up to 80 cents, it's a huge move in terms of a dollar value. But in terms of a percentage, it's nothing compared to what all of the holders have received from buying it less than 1 cent, from 1 cent, from the next round range here of 5 cents, and then 12 cents. And so all these people who are getting in late get absolutely crushed, and it looks like we're on the way down to get crushed again in Hex. Doesn't mean it's over, doesn't mean it can't bounce back, doesn't mean that there won't be more profits to be made, but they're these sorts of psychological games and reasons that you can see happen in the market time and time again, because when people are making money, they get really, really excited, and you know that in your emotions. If you don't have a plan, you start to buy and sell off FOMO and FUD. So your FOMO is everyone else is having a fun time, making profits, putting out rap videos about all the money they made in their Lambos and all this sort of thing. And if it's not looking at rap videos and Lambos, you have the other side. You have the Ponzi schemes. And the Ponzi scheme here is BitConnect 2017. Huge conference early in 2018 after Bitcoin had just topped. And then Bitcoin crashes. And so BitConnect also had to shut down because it was a Ponzi scheme. It was just a massive Ponzi scheme. And during that period, everyone was getting super excited. You obviously had the memes. You had Carlos here saying that it's never going to end and the money's going to keep going up, etc. Unfortunately for Carlos and the holders of BCC, which was BitConnect, BitConnect pulled the biggest exit scheme in cryptocurrency. And I'm sure we've seen bigger ones after this point, and we'll see bigger ones again throughout the course of history in cryptocurrency. Now, I can hear it at the other end of the screen. You guys watching on the other side saying, well, that's all super easy. Yeah, just look for another rap video and it's going to call the top. And like I said earlier in the video, it's more about what is the market sentiment at the time. Remember in April or May of this year, if you were around at that point, the market sentiment was extremely hot. We were all thinking the market would go to $80,000 and $100,000 was just around the corner. All we had to do was just break through the previous all-time high and it was going to get there. But it didn't get there because we needed to calm down, clear out all of the noise, start to rebuild so that we can move up again. What does that look like on a chart? What's the actionable, practical steps that you can use at this point? Let's look at some charts here. So Solana, what does that look like? Straight up to the moon. We had a little bit of a wind up. It's moved up again. Could this go to 600? Sure, it could go to 600. But remember what we've looked at. This is just about the percentage gains up to 600. So if we were to double from this point to 500, there's 100%. In terms of what it looks like in dollars, it sounds like a lot of dollars. You're holding one of these things and you're up $200. But if you're holding one when it was back at $20 or $30 and it went to $60, okay, it's $30. But if you have it in terms of percentage, it's a lot bigger at the lower prices. But it just looks more amazing for the average retail investor to get in at these levels and then make their couple of $100 for whatever crypto they're holding. Looking at something else, ADA. I know a lot of people say ADA's over and it's dead and it's a garbage project. Okay, maybe it is. I'm just looking at the charts at this point. And so when I look at a chart that's winding up, trying to find some support, that's a better looking chart to me than something that has already pumped and is going towards that next moon landing before it comes down. So I want something that's winding up. Doesn't mean that it's found a bottom yet. It could drop down to the next support levels of $1.50 to $2, but at least it's not in that crazy stage of euphoria and people losing their absolute minds. Similar to what we see with the Wall Street psychology chart here. You run up into belief, thrill, euphoria, comes back down, complacency, and then the market tanks from that point and starts the cycle all over again. Something else that looks like a reasonable chart at the moment is CRO against ETH. Whether you're trading this or not, doesn't matter. The point is the chart pattern. And you can see that we had a bump and then we had higher lows begin to form. And at the moment, CRO ETH, the value of the CRO token against Ethereum, is increasing. So it's starting to break out of some previous resistance levels. So that's the sort of chart you want to have a look at. And you won't hear of all the excitement that's going on with it. Now, I know at this point in time, CRO has got some big news announcements that have been going on. So that is possibly the reason for the market moving up and taking some share back from ETH. But overall, that's the pattern that you want to have a look at. No one's making song and dances, raps about whatever ridiculous coins they're holding. Example, SHIB as well. This has just run up really hard. During these periods is when everyone's saying it's absolute garbage, and maybe it is absolute garbage and it just happened to pump 1,000%. But that's the times you want to be in these markets when no one is talking about them. Speaking of not talking about particular markets, FTT hasn't been in the spotlight so much of late as it was just a couple of months ago. And this is our demo portfolio on SwiftX. So if you want to trade in Australia or New Zealand, check out the link down below for SwiftX. Get your $10 of free Bitcoin when you sign up and verify your account. This is the portfolio that I've put together a couple of months ago. The aim here is to get to around $30,000 US. Started with 10,000, and this was simply buying and doing a couple of small trades in the last couple of months. We got ADA, we have ETH, we have some FTT, and Solana continues to take share in that portfolio. Eventually, I'm going to have to sell some of this Solana because it's just such a big portion of the portfolio that if Solana drops, we'll lose a lot more of the portfolio than if we were to skim a little bit off, maybe put it into some stables or to another crypto which hasn't moved. For example, like we just looked at ADA. So that's the way I look at these projects, especially as we're coming up towards potentially the last leg of the Bitcoin bull market for this part of the cycle before the next cycle comes. And I want to protect some of those profits, and I hope you do too. So join us on the channel, like the video up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course, Patreon link is down below. I do not have a Telegram channel for you guys to join, so do not get scammed out there on Telegram or WhatsApp or emails. Stay safe. I'll see you guys at the next video. Until then, have more fun to get more done.